Alright, so tuning the guitar, so we got E here, and it's a little flat, so we'll go to B, it's a little flat, it's here, and then G, it's pretty good, D looks good, and A's a little flat, so go up a little bit, and A, and then we'll go E, looking good. So these clip-on tuners are amazing. Especially this one, I like this one a lot. This is the poly tuner, and what's great about the poly tuners, I could hit. I have a for my pedal board. I'll show a picture of that. So I have this. What's great about it is I can hit all 6 strings. It'll tell me which ones are a little bit out. So looking like the first string's off a little bit, I think, or that string. I don't know. Quite amazing. So so that's a bit of a tuning. All right, so I don't know how much of this got recorded, so we'll talk about some capo. So the capo is a great tool, and what I like about it is, so I could play in the key of B flat and doing my chords G, C, F, 1, 4, 5. So I'm playing the same chords I would down here for G would be. So G, C, D. So the capo is awesome and you can put it anywhere. So for some reason the song's in the key of A, I can play A with a G shape and just sticking with G, key of G, or G chord progression. So it's G. Ooh, that sounds so good. Get that fixed. And I like to put my capo right on the fret there, and if I could see that, I will be better off. So my 1 is G shape, my 4 is C, and D is my 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is my D, and then my 5 is the E. Even though I'm playing a D shape, it's an E chord. Coming back to A. Alright, so that is basically a little bit with the capo, and then, so with bar chords. So I talked about this, I don't know if this happened in the other one. So let's see if I could, so you got E, and then you got F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Those are notes. So my recommendation, if you're gonna play bar chords, actually, first thing to do for a guitar is to learn the 6th and 5th strings. If you're kind of good with these chords down here, these open chords, then next thing is bar chords. Let's have sharp minor, and then C sharp minor. You might run into those chord shapes every so often. If I'm going to be playing a song, I'm going to typically use my capo, just for acoustic guitar, that's for sure, if I can make it work. But every now and then there's a bar chord. So it's good to know the names of the notes on the 6th string. So you got E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Just like a piano, you got, if you look at the white keys on the piano, you got your E and your F are side by side. So there's no sharp in between those two. So, and then my B and C are same thing. Those sharps are flat. Those sharps are flat. So in between everything else there is a sharp or flat. So that's C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, or you can go backwards. So let me go through that again. So you got E, and then with the sharps, you got F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then backwards it's E, E flat, D, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, and then back to E. So knowing that, and then you also want to learn, I would say the fifth string is pretty important too. So you got E, A, and then I'm going to skip A sharp here. So I'm going to go to A, to B, C, skip to D, skip to E, F is right next to the E, and then skip to G, and then back to the octave on A, and the same thing as A. So your shapes, your bar chord shapes would be, and so basically I'm basing my bar chord shapes off of, so this is the A chord or A minor. So this is for the fifth string root, and I do have a PDF for this, so if you just send me a message, I'll send this to you. So I think it's really important to know the sixth and fifth strings, and then you can add your bar chord shapes to go with it. So so let me make these into the bar chords. So that's a C bar chord. If I want to make that minor, C minor, I just go. So that's coming from the shape, the A minor. So that's A and an A minor. Typically I play my A like this, but for the bar chord, I think this works best. Or I could bar it with one finger. I've got my strong finger, and I just don't play the first string. Leave that one out. So that's C minor. So anyways, so if I want to do, let's see what's a good key. All right, let's do a key of G. So G, I got A minor, B minor, C, D, and then I got E minor, and I got this weird F minor flat 5. I wonder if I could do that. Let's see, what's that like? No, it's gonna be F sharp minor flat 5. Sorry about that. And so let's see if we can do F sharp minor flat 5. And then G. And then A minor is gonna be here, like we played on here. So that's basically in the key of G, or that was in G. So I'll do the G on the sixth string. So G, and then my 2 chord is A minor, 3 chord is B minor, 4 is F. I'm sorry, 4 is C. The key of C would be F, but in the key of G it is C. All right, so I'm struggling to get. I'll talk a little bit more about bar chords. I typically don't like to do bar chords on acoustic guitar for this reason. And then the D is my 5. Here I'm struggling on that one. And then my E minor on the last one. So E minor would be the same as down here. Anyways, so, and then F sharp minor flat 5. Let's see if I can pull that one off. F, A, F sharp. Oh, that one's gonna be a pain. And I guess I could, oh, I don't want to do C sharp. Anyways, let's see. I'll just do the minor 7 flat 5 because that one's much easier. So you can hear the resolution. So it's a 7 chord going to the 1 chord. So G, A minor, B minor, C, D major, and E minor. I can't get this one very well. This was better off down here. Or I could play E minor here. So a little bit of bar chord. All right, so how do you play these bar chords? These bar chords are not easy to play. So the trick is I get my thumb as perpendicular as possible, and then I'm kind of pinching the neck with my index finger. So it kind of looks like that if you look at it from the back side. And so if I'm going, I'm trying to play only bar chord. Oops, that should be play B major. Then it wants to go to this chord right here, E minor. So those are this is the major 5 of E minor or E major. So B major goes to E minor or E major. We talk about the 1-4-5 a little bit more down the road. Anyways, so that's a great question. So if anybody wants to know more about that, throw it down in the questions down below. Hey, how's it going? And we got question. Play Stairway to Heaven. What? I refuse. No. Not so easy on acoustic. What is that chord? Something like that. What is that? It's some major 7 chord. I can't remember what it is. Or could have been, yeah, anyways. So and then gets in the strum part, and so so it's a great question. So how I remember the song, I'm going by ear, but learned this a while ago, probably back a little bit before, well, a little after it came out, probably somewhere in the late 70s. So I was playing guitar back then. So, but I didn't learn it until later on that is a G chord, even though it's a D shape. So it's a G chord and it's a D chord. C, and then that's an A minor 7. Anyways, so that's about all I can remember of that, and the solo part is awesome, and that's another great one. So good question out there. All right, what's the question? Let's see. My question is, how can I develop better finger independence when playing chords? Oh, that's a great one. Scales. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had this is a great question, and so my students are asking about this, and they're struggling. So, like, it's mostly these 2 fingers, the 3rd and 4th finger. They don't want to cooperate, so you have to train them to kind of do these shapes, and so getting the independence, and you could do, all sorts of, there's a bunch of exercises there. One of them, I think people call it spider. I don't know if it's this one. It might be that one. But my suggestion would be play the guitar as much as possible, and don't just, think it's gonna happen by thinking about it. But yeah, you just have to put your fingers to work. And it's the same thing. Like if I try to do this with my right hand, I'm not left-handed, but if I try to do this, I would be struggling too, and I have to train this hand to be able to do what my left hand's doing. So that just comes from repetition. And so I know like one of the exercises I showed one of my students was this one. And I don't know if he asked that. No, it wasn't him that asked the question. So basically, what this exercise is, it's a lot easier on electric guitar, but the exercise is basically trying to keep these fingers from flying off because they naturally want to do that. So you want to try to keep them close to the fretboard. And you could do this with a metronome. I suggest, start really slow, like 35 or something like that. The challenging part here, I'm trying to get these strings to ring out because I don't want my fingers to move until I tell them to move. So when I go backwards, so the best way to go backwards would be, and try to keep your fingers as close as possible in the area where you go, and then I put them down together. Still trying to keep my first finger here. And then I move these three. Cheating, sorry. So this is just a C scale. And so, notice my pinky wants to go like this, and so it's a bit of training, but I don't, so that's one exercise. Another one I like is, this one is really hard, so it's kind of like a trill thing where you just, I'm just doing the first finger on there, and then, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to do a trill on the string. Keep these fingers down on the first string, just doing a trill on the second string. So the challenging part is when you get to these fingers do not want to work for your third finger and the fourth finger. But those are two ones that you want to work on the hardest, the most. Spend more time on those guys. And so I hope I answered that question. Thanks for throwing that out there. Oh, it's Joe. Joe, you're awesome. Thank you. And so that is a couple of exercises that I totally recommend. All right, any other thoughts, questions? I love this. You throw out the Stairway to Heaven. That was great. So yeah, I haven't played that in a while, but I totally appreciate Jimmy Page, and I know that song is like probably one of the most hated songs because it's overplayed so much, but it's not an easy song to play, and it's basically iconic. The whole thing is basically starting a ballad with acoustic guitar and then gets into the rocking with the, you get the. So that's all on electric guitar, of course, and maybe acoustic as well. Anyways, so the hard thing would be to play a solo on the acoustic guitar. So what I like about what Jimmy did there, he landed on the F chord, or the F note, because when he's on the F chord. So you got the A minor, G, A. So basically he's just playing pentatonic until. And then he lands on an F, and then he's still thinking A minor. Yeah, and then I can't bend on this. Anyhow, I think that is it for now. Thank you for being here, and I'll try to do some more, and I'll get my try to get my other camera going and try to get this instead of just doing it with my phone. So you guys are awesome. Thanks again for watching. And hopefully, I answered some of your questions here in this video, and please leave a comment down below, and you could I could answer some more questions next week. And actually, this will give me some great ideas for doing some video lessons. And I got one that's coming out, and so please subscribe and like, and you will get a notification when this thing comes out sometime next week, hopefully. So all right, so let's figure out how to get this thing, figure out how to turn this thing off. All right, you're awesome, and see, yes.